I imagine the hardest part about being forced to cannibalize those around you in order to survive is being the odd man out who actually really enjoys it and you have to pretend that you don't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I believe that 100%, because if you're, like, too excited, people are going to be like, we've got to fucking eat this guy first. Or maybe we won't eat him and we're just going to fucking kill him because he probably is going to taste too much like human meat.
Just somebody's riding in the corner and be like, today on December 12th, we had to eat poor Gregory. John is really stoked for some reason.
Isn't there a way, like, because you have to have, like, isn't it like a certain gene or something? Like, human meat doesn't taste good to most people, but, like, there's, like, a specific gene or something where it does.
Sure.
But, like, I'm pretty sure they say, like, if you mix beef, pork, and chicken together, it tastes close enough.
I will talk
There's, like,
about
a blend, right?
Uh-huh.
And, like, if that tastes good to you, then human meat would taste good to you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would be remiss if I did not say that for me, when I sit and think about human meat, which I don't do it often, but I have talked about on stage how
You know that guy we were talking about earlier? The guy who's too excited.
Yes. Oh, it's me. It's me. I'm that guy. I watched Hannibal. I watched that TV show Hannibal with the guy from Casino Royale. And I had said, man, they really make it look palatable on the show. And the thing that I realized was human meat is the only thing that if you have it, you know if you've had it before. It's the truth. Because it's like, this is familiar, and I remember when I had this strange meat.
You guys hungry? I'm thinking Five Guys. My name is Fred Stewart. Welcome to Hans Graves and Omens. With me, as always, my lovely co-host.
It's me. It's Taylor. And I don't like Five Guys.
Dude,
I'm going to put that out now.
Yeah, dude, doesn't sit well with the old Tay. With us running cameras and sound is the cannibal Bill Bernard.
Yum.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. Cannibalism is quite the thing. We're going to be talking about a lot of cannibalism today. A lot of cannibalism. But I wanted to start the show off with something a little light on the on the docket here.
I also have a light news story.
I'm talking about my story. So, about a fucking dog. His name is Eeyore.
Okay.
And he helped find a missing 86-year-old woman.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good for him.
It wasn't Lassie that found the little boy in the well.
It's just a depressed fucking dog finding you. Like you're old, you're lost in the woods, and then just a dog finds you and just like, kill yourself. You're like, whoa, dude, what the fuck? What's the point? Like, okay. No, this dog is a sweetheart. So this comes from AP News. A dog named Eeyore turned into a rescuer, leading a Florida sheriff's deputy to where a missing 86-year-old woman had fallen while walking him. It was shown in body cam footage. So the woman's husband reported her missing on the night of September 25th after she did not return home from her walk. Quote, she takes that dog, but she never takes more than 10 to 15 minutes. So husband calls the Colusa County Sheriff's Department, and they respond out. Deputy Miller gets there, and by this point she'd been missing for an hour.
Okay.
Miller drove around the neighborhood until he spotted Eeyore standing in the middle of the road. And dog just kind of trotted up to him. It's a lab. And said, hi, where's your mommy? And the dog turned and just let the deputy right where she had fallen. And that dog was, quote, practically dragging the deputy.
Oh.
Wow.
To get back to his mom. And, she ended up being okay.
I'm really glad to hear that.
That's just a nice, sweet, wholesome story.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've had some pretty tough, last week's episode was pretty tough, so I wanted to kind of, start off strong before we dive back into the depths of the unknown.
So, my story comes from UPI, and a South Carolina town clerk teamed up with a local mayor and a hot cup of coffee to capture a spider monkey that was running loose around town.
I'm gonna jump on you like a spider monkey.
I'm gonna like a spider monkey. What you boys do?
Hold on tight, spider monkey. Do you know what I'm referencing? Twilight. That's something that's said in the movies. It was said it was written and it couldn't be changed because of the writer's
Bill, can I ask you a
strike.
question?
Yes. What's up?
Do you know that 9/11 caused 50 Shades of Grey?
No,
get there from
I did not know that.
Would you like me to explain real quick?
Yes, I would love to hear.
September 11, 2001, Gerard Way was traveling to New York City in order to show off sketches for a Cartoon Network show he wanted to do, right? He wanted to become an animator, wanted to become a comic book artist. And on the train, he witnessed the horrors that was September 11, 2001, right? The World Trade Center in flames. So moved by this and this horrific event, he decides to write a song called Skylines and Turnstiles with this band that he had formed with his brother called My Chemical Romance. And
Oh my God! What?
in that record, My Chemical Romance writes a song called Vampires Will Never Hurt You. So a aspiring author is getting in the mood of writing music, right? Or writing this story, and she's trying to get to this kind of vampire kind of thoughts into her head. So she listens to Vampires Will Never Hurt You. It actually references it in the very front cover of this book. That series later became known as Twilight. So later on down the line, an individual reads Twilight, loves it so much, but said it's not really raunchy enough. So they decided to write a fan fiction. That fan fiction goes viral, and eventually becomes a movie known as 50 Shades of Grey. Well, book and then movie. 9/11 calls 50 Shades of Grey.
That is for. I cannot emphasize this enough that
It's like a culture shock.
is definitely like not like the 7 degrees of separation when it comes to Kevin Bacon, but holy fuck. I think if it was anybody other than you and I didn't know them, I'd just be like, so you get turned on by planes crashing into buildings. That's what my ultimate takeaway would be.
You don't? So Tay, I want to hear more about this caption of Spider Monkey.
God.
We got really off track for a second.
I had to get that out.
You had to let the monkey out.
Hey, gotta let the monkey out.
So Casey Hill, who's a town clerk in Udaville in Orangeburg County, said she was helping out at the Udaville Crappie Classic and Fall Fest on Saturday when she heard rumors of a monkey running loose
You mean
through
crappie?
town. No. Crappie.
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 Oh, that's a crappy way to spell crappy.
So the rumors were backed up by photos that were posted by witnesses to social media. So Hill linked up with Mayor Brandon Weatherford and his wife Laura, and the trio headed to the area where the monkey had last been seen, which is near the Twirl restaurant.
Oh, of course.
Sure enough, the monkey was hanging on the back of a vehicle by the barber shop. And the primate was dragging her own leash, next headed to First National Bank of South Carolina, with Hill and the Weatherfords following closely. Apparently she was just hooting and hollering. Obviously, as a monkey, she's fucking terrified of everything going on in this town.
Do these people live in a cartoon?
Maybe, because Hill decided to try something. She placed her cup of hot coffee on the ground, removed the lid, and took a step back. And the monkey came over to investigate the beverage, allowing Hill to step on the leash and grab the monkey.
Trickery. That's how you get a monkey.
Hill said the monkey was claimed shortly by a woman who identified the monkey as her pet, named Ava.
Of course.
And so, yeah, they caught a monkey by placing a cup of coffee on the ground, taking the lid off, and being like, "What's this?
No.
Come look at it."
Like it's a baby.
And the monkey's like,
What's that?
the
What's
monkey
that?
came and checked it out.
And it's getting
ended
closer
up-
and it's like, get the net.
Get the net.
It's like when you catch a loose dog and you step on their leash and they fucking check themselves. 'Cause
They live in a cartoon. That's incredible.
Yes.
isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that that is my fun little lighthearted news story of a monkey being caught with a cup of coffee.
And then,
Wow.
after they caught the monkey, the giant orange that they keep as a decoration in the town began to roll down the hill, chasing the monkey and the people. Cars had to swerve out of the way comedically. It was hilarious. 15 people died.
They never talk about the number of people. You said that, and it just made me think. They never talk about the number of people who died because of James and his giant peach. There had to be some. There had to be a large number of people who probably died.
Probably.
We want answers,
Yes, we do.
James. We want answers.
We want
You
him to
have 'em.
answer for his crimes.
Oh, John Jimmy. We want to know the answers. That's for sure.
So, this week, we have quite the doozy for you. A story that I'm sure both of you are probably somewhat familiar with in the loose aspects of it,
Yeah.
but not the full story.
Right.
And
Right.
I thought I knew a good amount about this story until I started researching it, and I was like, oh, it's like, remember how we would do stories, and I would always say the thing like, but it only gets worse.
It only gets.
That's this entire story.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Okay.
you're like, oh, good. Oh, no. So,
And then just, oh no, over and over and over again.
oh, no.
Oh yeah.
You guys ready to get into it?
I'm ready.
Yep, let's
All
do
right.
it.
Close up. Sick. Survival. It is something that every single human has to focus on in order to live. In the modern era, it takes on many forms. Surviving the chaos of city drivers, surviving a close encounter with danger, surviving to live another day. But in some places of the world, some people have to survive by the means of the most vile and taboo. Cannibalism. Dating back for thousands of years, cannibalism has been used for survival, a show of domination over the enemy, or even for a sacrificial purpose to honor the dead. But in the modern era, it's obviously pretty frowned upon, and while technically not illegal in the majority of the United States.
That is very much news to me. I did not know that was something that wasn't just like illegal across the board.
Yeah, no, it's only some.
I think it's like 43 states, 44 states. There's no specific law regarding cannibalism.
That's so interesting. So, like, obviously, you can't kill somebody to
Correct.
get the meat.
Correct.
But, like, I'm guessing the gray area is, like, consumption of, like, somebody who would be otherwise buried. Or maybe even, in my mind, I'm thinking, like, if you were... God, I can't think of any way that you could do outside of...
No, there are people who are willing participants to be eaten,
Oh yeah.
or
Wow.
like giving up parts of themselves to be eaten. Like that is a thing.
That is a fetish. There is actually a story that I want to cover on the podcast
Whoa, okay.
about that
Yeah.
because it's fucking insane.
I believe the other one is like auto cannibalism.
Yes.
Is like eating yourself.
Okay.
I went to. This is going to be a crazy story. I went to high school with someone who had auto cannibalism.
Like how much of their body was missing or altered for that purpose?
She had chunks like divots in her arm where they had healed over time. And I distinctly remember one day she had to get tackled by security because she was biting into her arm and trying to rip out a chunk of right of her arm.
God damn, bro, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Janae.
She seemed cool.
Yeah. I mean,
that was a little quirk.
And I'm making that woman my wife.
We didn't go to high school together.
I know. I was making a bit.
yeah, no, I was gonna say,
Wait,
I
you're
know.
still eating yourself? She was like, we didn't go to high school, but I did eat the flesh off my bone.
I have two things that I just have to say before you dive back in, especially after that last one. that I feel like returns the rumors that people had said about like Marilyn Manson removing to be
His
able
own ribbed.
yeah that so
Autofellatio.
autofellatio. So I think of that. And then the oh God,
pretty cool thing to think about.
And then the other one, fuck, please don't lose it, please don't lose it, please don't lose it.
You got it.
Fuck.
No dead air.
No dead air. We can't have dead air. I'll come back to it, but I'm telling you, I was thinking about it. Fuck. It slipped my mind. It's gone. It's gone.
Well,
it's okay. It happened.
As Taylor was bringing up earlier, how there's a combination of there's like a certain genetics in people, like genes for people where they actually like the taste of human flesh. Taylor, we were talking about how there was that study that was done. I want to say it was Harvard.
It was probably Harvard. It was one of the big major schools, because that seems like something one of the big major schools would do a study on.
I remember them interviewing people who were cannibals, and they kind of made this combination of it was like chicken, beef, and fish.
Pork, I want to say.
Pork. And they kind of just like combine all these together to make like a perfect patty. And I've searched for years for that recipe because I've always thought it'd be really funny to make those and then see who among my friends would be cannibals. So if you have it, please send it to HGOPodcast@gmail.com. But continuing on, it's not hard to find a case of modern cannibalism in the United States. People do crazy shit. In fact, when I was looking into this case and was like, when's the most recent case of cannibalism? It was in March. So
damn, okay.
That happens quite a bit. And that's just in the U.S. But unless you're a fellow lover of the morbid side of history, you probably don't know about one of the most infamous cases of cannibalisms when settlers were coming to the West Coast, baby. Right fucking here. This is a story of survival. This is a story of death. This is the story of the Donner Party.
Okay.
Boom, boom.
I'm thinking of like the dinner bell for the Donner Party.
Come get your fixins. Come get your fixins. Dear old dad. Sorry. May 12th, 1846. Almost 500 wagons are headed west from Independence. At the rear of this caravan of pasty whites is a group of 9 wagons containing 32 members of the Reed and Donner families and the respective employees. Inside of these was George Donner, age 60, his wife Tamsin, age 44, and their 3 daughters, Frances, Georgina, and Eliza, ages 6, 4, and 3. Continuing on, George's daughters from her previous marriage were traveling with them, which would be Aletha, age 14, Leanna, age 12, George's younger brother Jacob, he was also there, age 56, and his wife Elizabeth, age 45. This is going to go on for a minute. His stepsons Solomon Hook and William Hook, age 14 and 12 respectively, and their 5 children, George, Mary, Isaac, Lewis, and Samuel, 9, 7, 6, 4, and 1. Also traveling with the Donner brothers were Teamsters Hiram O. Miller, age 29, Samuel Shoemaker, age 25, Noah James, age 16, Charles Berger, age 30, John Denton, age 28, and Augustus Spitzer, age 30. Also a giraffe and a bird that rides a bike and the ghost of President Reagan. No. Anyways, that was just the Donner Party, like the Donner family side of it. On Reed's side of it, there was James F. Reed, age 45, who will be a very big part in the story. His wife, Margaret, age 32, their daughter, Virginia, age 13, and daughter, Martha Jane, a.k.a. Patty, age 8, sons, James and Thomas, 5 and 3, and Sarah Keyes, Margaret's mother, age 70. The Reeds had hired 3 men to drive the oxen. First man was Milford Milt Elliott, age 28. James Smith, because of course it is. Walter Heron, age 25, as well as handyman Bayless Williams and his sister Eliza, 24 and 25 respectively. And Eliza was the family's cook.
Okay.
So everybody's kind of doing their part. Kind of cool. Now that I've spent a good minute or two just naming the people inside of just the main aspect of the caravan from the initiation of it, there's going to be more people.
Right.
And I'm not going to like spend 5 minutes explaining these people to you. I will just give names as we go. There's so many fucking people in this story. Let's get this wagon on the trail, partners. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Ready.
Giddy up! And then,
Yee.
and then they just go like 2 miles an hour because they're pulled by oxen. And they're tired. Haven't done anything yet. So the respective families set out on May 12, 1846, but it wasn't exactly smooth sailing from the start. Sarah Keyes, the mother of Margaret, was in advanced stages of the second biggest killer in the Old West, tuberculosis. Miss Sarah Keyes died on May 29th, just over 2 weeks after the departure. She was buried at a campsite along Alcove Springs, her grave marked with a gray and black inscribed rock, and just had her name and then her birth and death date on there. I believe it's still out there. But even before that, the Reeds felt they had to leave to go to the West because they were experiencing financial woes, as many were around this time, right? It just kind of the time period. You're in a place and you kind of just go like, well, I'm not making any money. Time to see if we go die. you just go. But also the Reeds wanted to go to California because Margaret had like always suffered from like bad health.
Yeah.
And they always kind of attributed it to like living in that kind of area, and they believe that like going to California and like the fresh air would be good for her. Which usually that doesn't work. I have one big thing I think off the top of my head: Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
You mean that didn't work?
Yeah, where the 63,000 people died of tuberculosis because they believed the fresh mountain air of Kentucky would cure all. Yes, it didn't work. So within a week of leaving Independence, the Reeds and Donners joined a group of 50 wagons, nominally led by William H. Russell. They were hard charging west, and by June 16th, a convoy of Applebee's enjoyers had traveled 450 miles with 200 miles to go before they reached Fort Laramie. But as these things go, the party was delayed by rain and a rising river. You know, you're traveling west. You're going along the Oregon Trail. It's by this point, the Oregon Trail has been traveled a lot, so it's not like super awful, you know, like it still sucks, but it's not like, it's whatever. Like it's easy to get your carts through, and it's been kind of maintained. So even Tamsin Donner, the daughter, wrote to a friend back in Springfield stating, "Indeed, if I do not experience something far worse than I have yet done, I shall say the trouble is all in getting started." She was incredibly correct. Incredibly correct. Foreshadowing is insane. Meanwhile, the young Virginia Reed recalled years later that she was perfectly happy during the start of the trip. You know, before all the cannibalism.
Yeah. You're a changed person typically after the cannibalism.
Says who?
Oh my God, bro. Nothing wrong here. It's finger licking good.
I love short ribs. His name was Short Ribs. Along the way, several other families joined the wagon train. A few notable groups would be that of the Wolffingers, who were rumored to be wealthy, and their driver Dutch Charlie Burger, which I personally love. Such cool names.
I'm just thinking that guy must have been a tasty, tasty burger.
Yeah. Well, well, you'll see.
You'll see.
Yeah, Wolffingers is such a cool name though, because it's like I think of like my last name like Stewart. You know, it's like it comes from like Scott-Irish origins, like being a Stewart. You're, you know, like fucking making shit or whatever. I can't remember exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it's like, where does Wolffingers come from? It's like they just catch somebody do something freaky to a wolf, and they're like, Wolffingers. He's like, don't, guys. I gotta go west. So this was obviously a time where thousands were traveling west, and what I found surprising was that people got ads in real time while on the trail. Lansford Hastings sent riders to deliver letters to the large wave of travelers to promote his new route, the Hastings Cutoff, which was a route that was an offshoot of the Oregon Trail, which was connected through northern Utah and Nevada, and then fed into the California Trail through the Sierra Nevada. Lansford claimed to have worked out a new and better road to California, which was going to prove incredibly incorrect. Yeah, you look at the map, and like Oregon Trail is pretty much like a straight line.
Yeah.
Like it kind of like waves a little bit
Yeah.
here and there.
Yeah.
But this is like you kind of take like a 45-degree tilt once
Okay.
you kind of get like up over like Utah.
Yeah.
And in theory, it should kind of dump you out like kind of in the mid California area. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like
Yeah.
in theory, yeah, but no.
No one actually trekked it, did they? They just were like, I bet we could go this way.
You'll see. I imagine it was hard to listen to an ad on the trail without a Subway Surfer video being played below it.
Oh my
Because I don't know, I couldn't listen. There's not a chance. On July 20th, a majority of the wagon train opted to follow the established trail to Fort Hall, and a smaller group opted to head to Fort Bringer, and they needed a leader. So, taking upon himself, James Reed decided he was the man for the job, believing his military experience would aid him in leading a group into the unknown. Unfortunately, people fucking hated this guy. His aristocratic attitude rubbed almost everybody the wrong way. They saw him as like an aristocratic, imperious, and ostentatious. By comparison, the mature and experienced Donner's peaceful and charitable nature made George Donner the obvious leader. Because they're like, we like this guy. We fucking don't like you. They didn't like this. They didn't like him from the start. They're like, you're just an asshole.
Yeah.
And you're like, you think you're hot shit. They basically made this choice because they're like, George is cool, and he seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. And if we're gonna encounter Native Americans, I want him to be the guy in charge.
Right.
You know, because
Yeah.
he seems like a level-headed guy. So elsewhere, Edwin Bryant, a journalist, reached Black's Fork a week ahead of the Donner Party, which is the fork to separate the Oregon Trail and the eventual pass they're going to take, right? That Hastings cutoff. What he saw was not the trail that was promised. It was hard and difficult terrain, something that would be incredibly challenging for wagons carrying families with children. Edwin hurried back to leave letters warning several members of the group not to take the Hastings shortcut. But by the time the Donner Party reached Black's Fork on July 27th, Hastings had already left, leading 40 wagons of the Harlan Young group. There was another group ahead of them,
Yeah.
right? So Hastings was like, I'll meet you guys there. And then just was like fucking dipped out and then just like let all these other people instead.
Yeah.
But as these stories go, there was some fuckery about.
Okay.
Jim Bringer, a trading post owner, knew that his post would fare better if people used Hastings cutoff. So Bringer told the party that the shortcut was smooth. It's so smooth. No problem.
No
Come
worries.
on down the shortcut. It was devoid of any rugged country and hostile Native Americans, and it would even shorten their journey by 350 miles.
Wow. The savings he's passing on to you.
Exactly. even with that, it would be easy to find water along the way, even though there would be a stretch where you're going to have to cross about a 30 to 40 mile dry lake bed. But you'll have time to kind of build up all that water before you cross, so you'll be fine. Mm-hmm. You know, it's kind of just like, come on down, come check it out now, come on now. No. It's not going to go. It's no.
It's that could be a great time. I was curious when they tried to pass on the message with everything there. Did they have the ability to use telegraph to get that sent out sooner? So was that not even invented yet?
That I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I'm going to explain here in a moment what happened with that letter.
Yeah.
So this guy, Reed gets his, in real time ad.
Yeah.
Of like, buy now, save,
Yep.
And he's like, do, buy, sell. And Reed's like super impressed.
Yeah.
He's like, this is pretty sick. And advocated for the Hastings cutoff. Kind of went to the groups and was like, listen, y'all, I'm kind of the leader. And they're like, you're not, you're a douchebag. He's like, kind of the leader. I think we should take this Hastings cutoff. Like, if it can cut 350 miles off, like,
Get there so much faster.
and that like, Hastings already is leading a group through it. Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Right? And everybody was like, yeah, let's do it. And it should come at no surprise that none of the party members had received Edwin Bryant's letters warning them about the past.
Oh, okay.
In his diary accounts, Edwin states that it is conviction that Bridger, the post owner, deliberately concealed the letters.
Oh.
A view that is shared by Reed in his later testimony after his rescue. And it really makes me wonder of like what would have happened if they would have got those letters.
Yeah.
Probably no one would have been killed and eaten, I assume.
I think so. If anything, it might have sowed a little bit of doubt in the ultimate mission and what they were hoping to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, even while at Fort Laramie, Reed met an old friend named James Kleiman, who was traveling from California. Kleiman warned Reed about the cutoff, pretty much saying the same thing. You're not going to make it through the path with your wagons. It's not going to happen. But even with all these warnings and people saying, hey, this is a bad idea, on July 31st, 1846, the Donner Party left Black's Fork after 4 days of rest and wagon repairs, 11 days behind the leading Harlan Young group. Donner had fired a driver by this point, the driver's family. Had hired a driver by this point. The driver's family and 16-year-old and a 16-year-old named John Baptiste Trudeau from New Mexico had all jumped on board now. And the 16-year-old claimed that he had like really good knowledge of California and the Native Americans along the way. Mm-hmm. I assume he's probably bullshitting.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
He's 16. He was like, I want to go west. Fuck it. Like, yeah, I know about Native Americans in the desert. And they're like, cool, get in.
Confidence will get you anywhere.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like your Moxie kid. The party turned south to follow Hastings' cutoff and, unsurprisingly, found the terrain to be much more difficult than described. To the point that drivers were forced to lock the wheels of their wagons to prevent them from rolling down the steep inclines.
Oh, my God.
Not great.
No.
Mm-mm.
Years of traffic on the well-used Oregon Trail had left an easy and obvious path thus far, whereas the cutoff was like driving down 82nd in Portland. It was hell. You just don't want to take it. Take any other road.
Yeah.
You know, fucking potholes the size of cars. The worst. On August 6th, the party found a letter attached to a tree advising them to stop until Hastings could show them an alternate route that the Harlan Young party had taken. So Reed, Charles T. Stanton, and William Pike rode ahead to get Hastings. What they encountered was even more difficult conditions. Canyons where boulders had to be moved and walls cut off precariously to a river below. Just sheer cliffs. And a route that absolutely would break wagons or worse, lead the party to death. Like, it is truly like treacherous terrain.
Yes.
So my question is, did Hastings actually take a group down?
Allegedly, according to him.
I don't believe him because, like,
actually, you know what? He did, because there's a section later on, kind of towards the end of this, where there's some confrontations regarding with him.
Okay.
People were like, "That what the fuck was that?" You know? And he was like,
Well,
like, my bad.
well, because like my thing that I'm thinking is like, sorry, is that like, shouldn't those boulders and like everything have been moved already?
Surely, but he was probably getting kickback, like money, for taking this route, because it was like, well, it's gonna go past this guy's fucking thing.
Well, because
who cares if they die? You still got money.
Well, because I mean,
if you die, you get their stuff.
My thing is like, if Hastings actually led them through that, they should have not been able to get through because of the way that the trail was. So like, there's no way he could have led people through and none of that stuff be moved. He had to like,
unless they
had to have like lied, right?
Sure, or they could have gone through and just due to the sheer amount of the 40 wagon train that was ahead of them, shit just kind of falls down.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Part of me.
Not that I'm advocating for this guy, because this guy's also a douchebag.
I don't know. It's a weird thing to me. Like, it almost seems like he didn't actually take that route. Maybe took a different route.
Well, he obviously did, because they're finding letters, and they will continue to find letters. So he's obviously actively taking the route.
Okay.
Weird. Okay.
My thing that I think a little bit about here with all of that is it's like it's already hard enough to trust people if you're in an uncertain place, but then you add in all of the complications of the American West all of that. Like, I feel like unless you verify it for yourself, you just can't take anyone's word. You just really can't, because like they might have done that, but it's like just like you guys were saying, if by some odd chance somebody had been aware of a looming issue, it's not in their best interest to disclose that. They're like, you'll just find out about it, and I'll probably never see you again.
Yeah, I mean, and on top of that, like, not that I'm going to defend Hastings at all, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think that it might have been different for the group that he was leading, right? Because he has clearly traveled this path before.
Yeah.
It's obvious he's traveled this path, and he's kind of vouching by it, right? And like I said, he was probably taking it during the summer.
Yeah.
You know, and was like, hey, you know, there's no snow, and it's like nice, and it's, you know,
Yeah.
like it's hot, but like you get water, you know. And it might have been easier than, because like I said, these guys are so far back, you know, that maybe that, you know, they're a couple days behind. So like maybe Hastings was like, hey, don't instead of taking that right there, go up a little further, then take a right. And they're like, okay, I'm gonna do it. It's a little easier.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
I don't know. I've just that I was just asking.
Good question. I like it. Thank you. So Reed, making another poor decision, went back to the party and goes, listen, this alternate route, because we were going to take the Hastings cutoff, but Hastings decided that like he has like an alternate route to the cutoff. We're going to do that. And naturally, the progress slowed way down, only averaging about 1.5 miles a day. All able-bodied men were required to clear brush, fell trees, and heave rocks to make room for the wagons. So much for clear and smooth path. As for the Donner Party, it made its way across the Wasatch Range of the Rocky Mountains. I probably butchered that. The Graves family, who had set off to find them, finally catches up to them. Another bit of irony that the Grave went to go find them.
Yep.
Anyway, with the arrival of the Graves family, it brought the Donner Party to 87 members in 60 to 80 wagons.
Okay.
So it's a pretty sizable group of people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And this is never around the time where it's like safety numbers is definitely a good thing.
Yes.
It was August 20th by the time the party had reached a point in the mountains where they could actually see the Great Salt Lake.
Oh, okay.
It was like way down there though.
Yeah.
But they could finally see it. It took almost 2 weeks of travel to get out of the Wasatch Range. Excuse me. The group of men began to argue, and doubts were expressed about the wisdom of those who had chosen this route, specifically Reed. Because everybody's looking at Reed because Reed's making all decisions, and everybody's like, "Fucking who cares, dude?" And George is kind of like, "Whatever, just go that way, go west." I'm like, "Who cares?" Food and supplies began to run out for some of the less affluent families. Even Stanton, Pike, and Reed, who had rode out to find Hastings, got lost. Thankfully, the party found them. They were a day away from eating their horses, according to them. Wow. So they were hungry, which is like the equivalency of eating your Honda Accord that's made out of meat. Did I get you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took a sip of Gatorade right as you said that. So
I was pretty proud of that. I was pretty proud of that joke.
Not my choice of meat, but I think I'd like to get a good hearty Dodge or something.
Well, that's what you should be. You gotta get a Dodge 2500.
Oh,
Pull your wagons.
yes, sir.
Chevy truck.
Yeah, well, something big. You're not gonna want a H.G.O Metro. Not gonna do anything good for you. That's gonna feed maybe 1 to 2 of you.
Yes.
Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah, maybe if you like bug meat.
My Chevy Cobalt will only feed maybe 2 people.
3. On August 25th, another member of the party, Luke Hollerand, also died of tuberculosis. A sign of things to come.
Ah.
A few days later, the party encountered another letter from Hastings. It was tattered from the conditions. Like, it's just sitting out in the open pretty much. The pieces indicated that they were 2 days and nights of, so they were in for two days and 2 nights of more difficult travel ahead without grass or water. The party actually heeded the advice and let their oxen rest. Let them kind of graze, get some water.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody kind of chilled out. They did some repairs. 36 hours later, they resumed, ready to traverse the 1,000-foot mountain in their path. From its peak, they could see the monstrous white terrain below. That of the Great Salt Lake. Described as a party member as, quote, one of the most inhospitable places on Earth.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the closest thing to hell that we have.
Yeah, I've actually been to the Great Salt Lake, and one of the things that I thought was one of the weirdest experiences is because it is so salty and because it is so dry. My hands and my lips and my face started hurting because they were so dry, and I had to get some chapstick and some lotion. Now, some of you might just say that I was ashy, but I can assure you that was that was not a problem. I was a shea butter baby before I went out there, and I definitely needed some shea butter baby by the time I got back to my car.
I've actually never been to Utah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a place that I would really want to go. I mean,
a lot of recent news about Utah that are not someplace.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about how nothing's open on Sundays and
Yeah, they love God there. Praise Satan.
They I don't know. I know they got a lot of
fucking
soda
membership
there.
for the Satanic Temple on the wall behind me. Come on now.
He's got skin in the game.
Yeah, that's true. And it always kind of made me wonder, what were people kind of doing around this time other than just kind of staring out the back of the wagon?
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine they were probably maybe playing on some instruments. Bill, right next to you, you have it's called a dulcimer, and it is a type of string instrument that was used in the 1800s, kind of Virginia, things like that. It's definitely not in tune, but I
don't know how to play this. I'm not going to try.
Me neither.
I don't know how to play it, but I just thought that'd be kind of cool to kind of show that's kind of what the kind of instrument they actually might have had if they had an instrument.
Are you gonna learn how to play it?
I should have learned a song for it. Should have played it on the show.
You're gonna learn how to play it, and I'm just gonna wake up to go to work, and you're gonna be sitting over here on the couch just playing it.
I'll be dressed in Bill's over there fucking jamming.
Okay. So literally the only thing I know how to play on guitar is Day Tripper by the Beatles. So I was just trying to play dun 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 dun. Yeah, I just tried to do that, and it is not the same.
Well,
I will just say that.
It's only got 4 strings.
I think the only things I can remember how to play off the top of my head is
Wonderwall?
No.
Freebird.
Definitely not. I wish. It's so sick. It would probably be Have Faith in Me by Did I Remember. And then
Neither of us were close.
Hey There Delilah.
Okay.
Hey There Delilah by Plain White Tees. And then Left You Behind by Stick to Your Guns. But that one's a more difficult song.
I feel like
I love that song.
I don't know. I feel like Wonderwall is the thing that every white guy knows how to play. I'm surprised you don't know
Anyway,
how
here's
to play.
Wonderwall. Yeah, it's because I'm not a douchebag. I'm just an idiot.
I feel like every white guy knows how to play it.
I didn't talk to girls in high school.
I was like, I don't know how to help you out there, man. I was like, I didn't know you in high school, so I can't attest to anything.
I was just trying to process her comment of that's what every white guy is playing. I was just like, I had some thoughts going in my head that were not going to be good for the show. They were not going to be good for the show.
I do remember.
I decided to just let that be.
I do remember, like in high school, like every dude would be like, "You know what I can play? Wonderwall." It's like
you turn your cat backwards,
bro.
And you turn your cat backwards, and you're like, "What's up, bitch?"
we had like a staircase going up to the second floor, so people would like just sit under the staircase because there was a little ledge, and people would bring like their guitars and just fucking play them in school, which was really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
I didn't go to a
guy,
normal high school though.
We had a guy in my high school that would do that. You actually met him at my high school reunion. His name was Chauncey, and he's the fucking man. He's the coolest dude. He's still cool, dude. Saw him 10 years later at my reunion. I'm like, you're still cool.
That's a rarity.
Yeah.
That is a rarity.
He's a total sweetheart. He's always been a sweetheart. He's the best.
I do wonder if I'll be invited to, because I did like half online, half in person. I wonder if I'll be invited to.
Yeah, you did half homeschool. We can just do it now. Welcome.
No, I wonder if I'll be invited to like, because you didn't finish out your year.
Oh, I didn't even graduate.
But you didn't finish out at your school, so I wonder if I'll be invited, even though I didn't finish out high school in mine.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I don't know.
So,
Find out in a couple years.
looking over the Great Salt Lake, and with no alternative, with fatigued oxen and low water reserves, the Donner Party pressed onward, charging hard against the Great Salt Lake. And I'm going to ask, does anyone know what happens on the Salt Lake? Like what happens to cars or people walking on it?
He's going to know. I'm not.
I was gonna say probably the fact that if you like put your hand in the water, I think it starts to actually crystallize the salt. Is that what you're gonna say?
No, but I'm saying it's bone dry.
Yes.
So like, what happens if you're driving a car across that? What do you think happens?
Fuck up your car?
Yeah, I would
Any
think
of the
it gets,
metal?
like, rusty.
Sure. Well, in the heat of the day, the moisture underneath the salt crust rises to the surface, turning into a gummy, foul-smelling mess. Wagons sink into the ground, in some cases sinking up to the hubs.
Oh no!
So like
Yes.
just hardcore, like through ice.
Yeah.
Crashing into the fucking ground. So day and night is a stark contrast on the Great Salt Lake. During the day, it's a burning hellscape. Heat draining water reserves, energy, and making it miserable. But during the night, it's freezing. With little to no vegetation to block the wind, I'm sure it was even worse. And you were talking about like being out there, you can feel like the kind of almost burning from like the salt. It's going to take them days to get through this.
Oh yeah, no, I would not have enjoyed that walking around on that without having a car. Yeah, that makes total sense.
So several members of the group began to hallucinate at one point.
Okay.
Seeing visions of lakes and wagons in the distance, believing that they had actually overtaken Hastings.
Oh no.
Concerned that he was like, oh no, we got to get behind him. And
Yeah.
there's nobody out there, man. There's nobody out there. Taylor, there's no one out there. There's no one out there, man. There's no one out there.
No one out there.
Exactly.
No one.
That's what I keep saying.
There's no one.
There's somebody out there. Just imagine the old guy in the back of the car. It's like everybody's just all hot, and then it's like, Grandpa, what are you looking at? He's like, there's something on the lake. And they're like, okay.
Out there.
So after 3 days traveling across the dry lake, the water was gone. Water reserves are depleted. Some of the party began to remove oxen from their wagons to press ahead to find more. They basically were like, we're going to ride these bitches and go try to go find some water, go find something. Some of the animals were so weak from the lack of water that they were left yoked to the wagons and abandoned.
Oh God.
9 of Reed's 10 oxen broke free, crazed with thirst, and bolted off into the desert. Other families' cattle and horses went missing as well. The journey was supposed to have taken 2 days and 40 miles. Instead, took 6 days and 80 miles.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That drastically increases the difficulty for something that's already like pretty unattainable at that point.
Oh,
Yeah.
it sucks. And it just keeps getting worse.
All right.
It only gets worse. Now, none of the party had lost their lives during the crossing, which is surprising, but morale was low. It was pretty low. Thankfully, the party found a spring once they got across, and they were able to recuperate, spending several days recovering cattle, wagons, and transporting any usable goods to wagons that weren't totaled by the dry lake bed. Just it's kind of like a little, like, they kind of have some struggles. Some stuff really sucks, and then there's like, here's a positive. And then they struggle really hard, and then here's a positive. Pretty much after this, it's kind of just all downhill. It only kind of gets worse. So the Reed family had suffered the most amount of losses by this point. Reed became, I wrote more assertive, became more of an asshole. Started demanding that all the families submit an inventory of their goods and food to him, which I'm sure went super well because they like him a lot and he's a cool guy. Definitely didn't tell him to go fuck himself. They fucking hate this guy. I have some thoughts on Reed.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be what you think.
Okay.
Later on, it's gonna get real crazy. He is quite the story. So, Reed suggested that 2 men should go to Sutter's Fort in California to acquire help and extra provisions. Charles Staton and William McCutcheon volunteered to take up the cause. The remaining wagons in the party were being pulled by, quote, a mongrel teams of cows, oxen, and mules. Which is a fucking cool name. Mongrel teams. That's a super sick punk name.
Yes.
By this point, it's mid-September. The cattle and oxen were exhausted and lean by this point. Luckily, the journey seemed to get easier, particularly through the valley next to the Rocky Mountains. By this point, people fucking hate Hastings for putting them on this path. But they were just too far along now. You can't just turn back, you know? So following Hastings' track, which were weeks old by this point, on September 26, 2 months after embarking on the cutoff, the party rejoined the traditional trail along the stream known as the Humboldt River. So they went like down, right, took Hastings cutoff, and they're back on the Oregon Trail, which feeds into the California Trail. This shortcut that they took delayed the party by a month.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like the more I think about that, I think like had they not have faced that difficulty, how much better would they have fared later on? Like,
oh yeah,
that's a big one for me, solely for the fact that it's like, you know, there's so much that you don't know, but to be displaced by like a month, like they could have survived for all we know.
Sure.
For all we know.
And I personally believe that if they would have just taken the Oregon Trail, would have done their normal route,
Yeah.
they probably all would have made it to California.
Probably.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee. The ones that died of tuberculosis, obviously, that
was just gonna
that
happen.
was just how.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, I mean, not to be like that guy, but yeah, it sucks to be you. Like that is how they were supposed to die.
Right.
At the time. But those who were survived would have probably survived just fine.
I mean, they probably would have lost some to like dysentery and stuff.
Oh, sure.
Like, I mean, like stuff happens.
There's
especially when
always something, you know, but I
you're
mean,
traveling that far for that long.
true.
Yeah, it was like rattlesnake bites and dysentery on the Oregon Trail. How has that not been an issue along the way?
No.
No, they're not
Nothing-
having that problem. 'Cause they
Nothing
have
bad ever happened on the Oregon Trail. Just Lewis and Clark, a couple of bros just hanging out. They definitely weren't GBSing. Definitely were not.
Bill's looking real confused over there.
What-
Do you know what GBS means?
sorry to be the noob here. What is GBS?
I'm gonna I'm gonna pause for a second. Bill, you've been on the dock.
Okay.
You've been with me and Marty and Charles when we were running that show back in the day.
Yes.
This is a term I learned from both Charles and Marty.
Okay.
Now I want you to guess what GBS means.
Gay butt sex?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So Lewis and Clark were probably GBSing.
Okay. Yep.
You know? I'm just saying.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, Sacagawea gets thrown in the mix there somewhere just to keep things interesting. And
She's the ref.
I was gonna say to like ward off the rumors, but no, I fully believe that was probably happening.
Oh, I don't know. Definitely. I'm gonna go on a limb and say it was definitely happening. They were GBSing one another, and that's pretty cool. So. God, I just can't imagine. Like, it's like that joke where I was talking about, like, the story about how Abraham Lincoln probably had a secret gay lover.
Oh my God, yes.
And I was like, can you imagine having to top Abraham Lincoln? And just like that shit would just snap off. Like, imagine trying to do it to Lewis and Clark, dude. Rugged fucking outdoorsmen.
Oh yeah.
Explorers.
I mean, that definitely seems like a subculture of guys who are like totally into that.
Definitely, that's definitely a thing. So along the Humboldt River, the group met a group of Paiute Native Americans who joined them for a couple days, but eventually stole or shot several of their oxen and horses. By now, it was well into October. The family split off to make better time. At one point, two wagons remaining in the group became tangled. Right, like kind of tangled up. Oxen are being fucking stupid. John
Oxen
Snyder,
are being oxen.
Oxen being oxen. They're just disoriented and they're tired.
Yeah.
Boxing oxen, just being oxen.
Yeah. So John Snyder, he's driving, right, and he begins to beat one of Reed's hired teamsters, right, Milt Elliott, right, just kind of starts hitting him. And he's like, "Fucking bastard, like back your shit up, whatever." Reed goes to intervene, right? Snyder then turns to Reed and begins to rain blows on his head with the whip handle. Just fucking boom, boom, boom. Reed's wife, seeing this, and she kind of realized that she was going to do something that no one could ever think to do. She was going to go get in the way and make this problem even more of a problem. So she comes up and she's like, "You stop that." So Snyder goes, boom, and starts hitting her. So he's hitting both of them.
Yeah.
So he just kind of went on both of them. Reed decides he's had enough and just fucking stabs Snyder.
Okay.
Just kills him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he bleeds to death on the trail and he dies. So, obviously they stopped traveling for the day.
Yeah.
Because somebody just got murdered.
Yeah, a little traumatic.
Traumatic. That evening, witnesses gathered to discuss what the outcome was going to be. As American laws were not applicable to the west of the Continental Divide, as they were now technically in Mexican-owned territory at the time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it was left to wagon trains to dispense their own versions of justice. But their actual leader, George Donner, was a full day ahead of the wagon train with his family, and witnesses kind of went back and forth about what they should do. Yes, Snyder did assault Reed and his wife, but the party liked Donner, the party liked Snyder and not Reed because he was an asshole.
Yes.
I keep saying it. Reed is an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And they really liked Snyder. Like, they were really upset that he got murdered. A party member even suggested that Reed be hanged. They're like, we'll fucking hang his ass. Instead, everybody kind of calmed down, they compromised, and they go, Reed, you gotta leave camp. You gotta leave camp. We're not gonna give you a gun. Just gotta leave. Gotta get on a horse and just go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Family's not coming with you. We'll have somebody watch over them, but you cannot be here. You can go up with the Donners a days ahead.
Yeah.
Be with them, but you're not gonna be here.
Okay.
And so, Reed just the following morning all right, takes his pack and he gets up and begins to kind of ride out and leaving his family behind.
Wow.
And his stepdaughter Virginia actually rode ahead and secretly provided him a rifle and some food, which I find is a very sweet gesture.
Yes, it is.
And this would actually kind of be like a real big point for how things are going to start to turn out.
Okay.
This is our first official murder, our first murder.
Yes.
Okay.
As the train traveled on, things were obviously pretty tense. The hostile environment wasn't helping, obviously. Grass was steadily becoming more and more scarce, and animals were starting to show the same. To help the animals not work as hard, everyone was expected to walk. At one point, Kessberg, a party member, ejected an elderly man named Hardcoop from his wagon, saying, "Walk or die. Get the fuck out of my wagon." Just kicks him out. This guy he is old. He's like in his 70s.
Oh my god.
Days later, Hardcoop sat down next to a stream. His feet were so swollen they had split open.
Oh, fuck.
And so he's just kind of sitting there, and they were like, all right. And they just kept riding, kept going. And they left him. And he was never seen again.
Yeah.
A member of his that knew him like suggested like we gotta go back and go get him. Like we have to go back. And everybody was like, no. He made his choice. Like we said, walk or die, and he chose to die. So they left him. Meanwhile, Reed had caught up with the Donners and his teamster Walton Heron. The two shared a horse and were able to cover about 25 to 40 miles per day, which is pretty good time, I might say.
Yeah.
That's a lot of miles a day. The rest of the party rejoined the Donners, which I'm sure were pretty pissed to see Reed. They're like, God damn it. You're still here. Things continued to get harder as Native Americans chased away all of the Gray's family horses, forcing them to leave another wagon behind. With the grass becoming not as accessible, the party members were forced to spread out their cattle, which allowed the members of the Paiute tribe to steal 18 more in one evening, and then several mornings later they came back and shot 21.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. They did not like people traveling through their territory.
No.
So far, the convoy had lost nearly 100 cattle and oxen, and the rations were almost completely depleted. With nearly all his cattle gone, excuse me, lose my voice. Don't mind me. I just lose my voice. With nearly all his cattle gone, Wolfinger stopped at Humboldt Sink to cache his wagon. Excuse me. Party members Reinhardt and Spitzer decided, hey, we'll go with the boss. We'll hang out. We'll help him bury his cache his wagon, which is term for burying it. They're gonna bury the goods, and then that way they can come back for it. The three men left, but only Reinhardt and Spitzer returned, claiming they had been attacked by Native Americans and that Wolfinger had been killed, adding another death to the party. Marching through the edge of the desert, the families were close to death, children almost dying of thirst. But soon, they found the Truckee River, a saving grace at a desperate time. See what I keep talking about? Where they're like, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, we're gonna die, we're gonna die, we're gonna die. Oh, look at this, a river.
Yeah.
Things are nice.
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah.
This is where things start to become a real big problem. This is, to me, is the true, like, line across the sand of, like, it's about to start getting real freaky soon. But the hard times just kept going. Facing one last push over the mountains that was described as much worse than the Wastash Range, the Donner Party decided to whether to forge ahead or rest their cattle. It was October 20th when the party heard some good news. Sutter Fort, now known as Donner Pass, would not be snowed in until November, according to people in the area that passed through. But things aren't going to stay good, obviously. Let me ask you, what do you think is the most Old West way to die?
I was probably going to say hanging or getting shot in a shootout.
Okay.
Those or, I mean, I feel like dysentery was really popular.
Yeah,
Totally.
yes.
So I feel like it's those three. Those
Yes.
are like the top three ways. Shot, hung, and dysentery.
Bill was the closest. So, well, at one point, William Pike is killed by William Foster. This occurred when he accidentally discharged his weapon while it was being loaded in an event that seemed to make the decision for the party. It was time to just continue to move on.
Okay. Yeah.
So he was trying to load his gun and just
Fuck.
kills this dude. Just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Whoops. So that's the second murder thus far. We're gonna get a lot more.
Oh boy.
So the Breen's family lead the charge, followed by the Kesbergs, Stanton with the Reeds, Graves, the Murphys, and the Donner family in the back. Right. At one point, an axle broke on the wagon for the Donner family. George, being savvy, attempted to repair it, but cut his hand while chiseling wood, which seemed pretty superficial at the time, but with the conditions,
it only got worse.
It could prove dangerous, and it's only going to get worse.
Yep.
It's only going to get worse. Traveling up the, quote, massive, nearly vertical slope, 1,000 feet above Truckee Lake, snow began to fall.
Uh-oh.
Sign of things to come.
Yes, sir.
Families attempted to battle through the storm, but were unable to make headway through 5 to 10 foot snow drifts. Almost everyone turned back for Truckee Lake, and within a day, everyone had made it, except for the Donners. 60 members of the party, sub the Donners, set up for a winter at Truckee Lake. 3 widely separated cabins of pine logs served as their homes. Dirt floors and leaky roofs. Sounds like a Midwest emo album. Farther down the trail, the Donners set up their camp, setting up their tents to contain their nearly 21 party members, 6 men, 3 women, and 12 children in all. And on November 4th, the snow began to fall even harder. And that was the beginning of an 8-day snowstorm.
Oh my God. Okay.
Which is rough.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's not.
Some would say that's no bueno.
You'd be the best meteorologist. You'd be like you showing like a tornado on the ground. Be like, you see that? That's not good.
That's bad.
Did you know that's bad? By the time the party made camp, very little food remained. Oxen began to die. Desperate for food, Margaret Reed promised to pay double when they got to California for the use of 3 oxen from the Graves and Breen families. Graves charged $25. Normally, the cost of 2 healthy oxen for the carcass of an ox that had been starved to death. Desperate times.
Yeah. Yep. Desperate times.
Desperate times. So, life at the Truckee camp had gotten worse and worse as the snow followed suit. Cattle and horses were starving to death or getting lost in the snow. Cabins were cramped and disgusting. It even snowed so much people were unable to get outdoors for days. Because so much snow was falling.
Yeah.
Diets soon consisted of ox hide, strips of which were being boiled to make a, quote, disagreeable glue-like jelly.
Oh my God.
Glue-like jelly.
Yeah, they're basically eating glue.
Oh God. Yeah.
I think just chewing on raw hide would be better.
You're gonna really hate this next part.
Me?
Oh yeah.
No, probably.
Ox and horse bones were boiled to make soup so much that they became brittle that they would crumble upon chewing.
What?
Why are you chewing on the bones?
Just something to eat.
I guess, but I mean, at that point you're making bone broth.
Or even catching and eating mice, just so they would have something in their stomachs.
Yeah.
Kids would take the ox hides that were put over the roofs and stuff or on the doors to break out the heat. They were taking little pieces of the fur off the ox hide and putting it by the fire to heat it up, and they would eat it.
God, I cannot imagine that level of desperation. The only thing
I've been pretty hangry once.
Yeah, no,
Hungry enough to eat mice?
For me, I think
that's why we don't have a mouse problem, is because you're eating mice.
he Mickey Mouse, you better watch out because he's coming for you. I think about the movie on Netflix, The Platform. I don't care about the second one, but the first one, Definitely, that is what this is sounding like to me.
Yeah, so most people kind of just spent their time laying down as they had like no energy.
Yeah.
You're not getting enough nutrition.
Understandable.
They tried to fish the lake, right? But it's starting to kind of freeze over, and nobody knew how to catch fucking lake trout. So they're like kind of cooked in that.
Okay.
One member later on, and I'll kind of talk about, he did go out and he did go hunt a bear, captured a bear, but I believe that's in here somewhere. But members of the party made snowshoes, and occasionally one would be able to make the full day trek to see the Donners, which were only 5 miles away. Take a full day
Okay.
to go get 5 miles. News soon returned to the Truckee camp. Jacob Donner and his 3 hired hands had died, most likely due to exposure
Right.
or starvation. Most likely due to exposure at this point. One of them, Joseph Reinhardt, confessed on his deathbed. Remember Reinhardt and the other guy went to go with Wolffinger, right, to go bury his cache?
Yes.
Reinhardt's on his deathbed, and he confesses that Wolffinger wasn't actually killed by Native Americans. That Reinhardt had actually killed him.
Oh.
He murdered him. So that's now 3 murders.
Okay.
And yeah, he killed him to get his supplies. And then I don't think he ever came back with his supplies. So he just killed him for no reason. To make matters even worse, now remember how like George Johnner got a cut on his hand?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It's infected.
Okay.
Green.
Oh, it's coming. Meanwhile, at the Truckee camp, Margaret Reed managed to save enough food for a Christmas pot of soup to delight the children, which was a very wholesome gesture. I like Margaret Reed a lot. She's very sweet lady. She really tried her best to protect these kids as much as possible. But by January, they were facing starvation again, considering to eat ox hides that they had as roofs. They were very. I mean, it's not great.
Yeah, if you're eating your house, you're not doing well.
If you're in your house, you need to talk to somebody.
I'm gonna be so for real. I'd rather someone just fucking kill me at that point.
Oh yeah. I would honestly just be like, I'm gonna go in the woods. I'm gonna find an animal. I'm gonna kill it. And I'm gonna eat it. If I don't find an animal, I'm gonna die in the woods. That's where I'll be.
I think that's completely understandable.
I mean, personally, me, I'd be like, I'm gonna try to go catch a fish. But
Yes.
Well-
yeah.
but I know the knowledge about how to catch fish in the woods.
Yeah.
So-
well, I could not.
Yeah, dude,
Like,
it's rough.
If plopping like me now into that, no, I wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make it, and that's just that. I'm well aware.
Yeah,
Like me when I talk about the zombie apocalypse, just fucking kill me.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, I was
Just
gonna
fucking
say,
end me. I'm not doing it.
that's several orders more difficult than like dealing with like Fallout level apocalypse type stuff.
Yeah. Imagine you're in a place that should be enriched with animals,
Yes.
but you don't know how to find or hunt those animals.
Yeah.
So you know food's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Food could just be a block away. You have no idea.
Well, and it's like completely white out.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, there's not even like really much of a chance where you can be like, oh, let's go after the trails. Like, let's go catch a rabbit or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you can track a rabbit in the snow, but yeah.
You know. Well, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, sure. So the party at Truckee Lake began to fail even more. 2 more members of the party died of starvation. Franklin Graves figured there was no point of dying sitting down, and which is pretty much my mindset of it. Like, I'd rather die standing and moving than die sitting down and crying about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
He ended up fashioning some snowshoes out of ox bows and hide. And on December 16th, a party of 17 men, women, and children set out on foot to attempt to cross the mountain pass. They packed lightly, taking just 6 days of rations, a rifle, and a blanket each. The party hoped to make their way to Bear Valley, California. Right. The snowshoes proved awkward at first, but effective. Members of the party were malnourished and nor accustomed. They were malnourished and not accustomed to camping in the 12 feet of snow that had fallen. So by the third day, they were, good majority of them were snowblind,
Yeah.
which fucking sucks. On the sixth day, a man named Eddie, that's his last name, a member who had killed the bear months ago, discovered that his wife had actually saved some of the bear meat that he had shot and put it in his pack.
Oh, wow.
So
clutch.
It's a pretty loving gesture.
Yeah.
And so they were able to kind of at least get a little something. Due to conditions, the group became lost and confused. After 2 days without food, Patrick Dolan proposed that one of them should volunteer to die in order to feed the others. Some suggested a duel, while others described a lottery type deal. Eddie suggested that they should just keep moving until somebody fell, but another blizzard came in and everybody was forced to stop. Antonio, who was an animal handler, was the first to die, followed close behind by that of Franklin Graves. At one point during the blizzard, Dolan began to rant deliriously, just like, we gotta go, we gotta go to California, we gotta go, and just starts taking off his clothes and just runs into the woods. That, to me, sounds like hypothermia.
I was gonna say
Yes, it
that's
does.
hypothermia for
It's-
sure.
He returns hours later and then dies, most likely due to a combination of exposure and starvation. Because, running around in the snow butt naked, it's not going to be good for you.
It's not a great idea.
It's not a great idea. So Murphy, near death, had enough. Enough of the constant agonizing hunger, enough of being on the brink of death. And in a classic nod to one of my favorite podcasts of all time, The Last Podcast on the Left, that's when the cannibalism started.
Yeah.
Yay! 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 That's when the cannibalism started. I'm so excited. They're gonna
Let's get out the gifts, balloons and all.
fucking confetti comes down, but just organs. Yay! We did it! Cannibalism's here. So members of the party began to feed on Murphy. Eddie Salvador and Lewis refused to eat. The next morning, the group stripped the muscle and organs from the bodies of Antonio, Dolan, Graves, and Murphy, drying the meat and taking good measure to make sure that no one had to eat their own family members.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
That's considerate.
it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to eat your dad. That's a pretty big bummer. Or your uncle, or your brother, or your son. Kind of a bummer.
Yep.
So, after 3 days of rest, they set off again, searching for the trail. William H. Eddy, the man I've been talking about, the hunter, succumbed to his hunger and kind of finally relented. He said, "Fuck it, give me some leg meat, give me something," and began to consume human flesh. But soon, that too was gone. They began to take apart their snowshoes to eat the oxhide, even discussing a plan to murder and eat Lewis and Salvador for food. But William Eddy thankfully warned them, was like, "Hey, watch out for these fucking guys. They're going to try to kill you and eat you." Which is like, not super cash money.
Usually not, no.
No.
So William Eddy and Mary Graves decided to leave camp at one point. They're like, "We're going to go try to go find something." And they actually got a deer.
Oh.
They got a deer, killed it, brought it back. So it's awesome. But upon their arrival, the party member had this part's so fucked up, but it just makes me the image in my head is really funny. Upon their arrival back with the deer, they had found that another party member had died, and that their body was actively being consumed. Which is kind of like stopping to get McDonald's, but you find out that dinner was already made at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just imagining they're
You just pull up with a deer and they just are like over the body, like
I'm William Eddy,
Oh,
like
shit.
you're Mary, and we're like, dude, we fucking did it.
Yeah.
We got a fucking deer, dude. We're gonna live. Like,
Hell yeah.
we did it. And then we get back and we're like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
I was really fucking hungry, and I didn't think you were coming back.
I said there's deer, and I was gonna get. You know what? yo, it's fine. You go and just eat the body of our friend. Whatever. Like, whatever. It's like, whatever. We don't talk anymore. It's like, you mad at me? It's like, don't say you're mad at me. Please don't be mad. So, it had been 25 days since the party had left Truckee Lake. Salvador and Lewis, who had not eaten it for 9 days, were close to death. They're kind of just sitting there. They're close to death. They by this point they are steadfast. Like, we are not eating human flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And William Foster kind of looks at him, goes, "Okay," and he stands up and he pulls a pistol out and fucking boom boom just kills them both. Boom boom.
Wow.
The bodies were then soon butchered and dried. Their flesh was dried for consumption.
Okay. Yep. That's the rules of the game.
You won't eat none, you gonna be some.
Yep.
Now,
That's brutal.
it's fucking
Yes.
it's fucking brutal, dude. They're resorting to murder and cannibalism. Not just like cannibalism, he died, we're gonna eat him.
Yeah.
It's not like the plane crash in the Andes Mountains,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
The rugby team was like, all right, we're gonna have to eat him, you know.
Yeah,
Sucks.
this is like.
But they're like,
What?
one guy, like, people were specifically being like, fuck those guys, we're gonna kill them and eat them. So, dude, it's crazy,
No, it's
right?
brutal.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, my 21st century sensibilities are like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, I mean, how am I to say I wouldn't be the same in that circumstance?
That's fair. Well,
just fucking kill me.
yeah.
We will make sure that we
Right in
use
the-
all parts of
Right in the
the
head,
meat,
like-
just like the Native Americans.
I get red.
Just fucking.
Like Taylor Deason, like me, yes, I love you. Like, even though I ate all your bones, yeah, that's okay. And then Bill comes in and he's just like, you doing okay, bud? I'm like, like, everything is fine.
I killed and ate my wife, but it's fine.
I sometimes hear her voice in my dreams, but it never stops, even when I'm awake. They're like, cool, you should probably stop doing that.
I think
I need to get out of here. I think I need to leave.
I
I think I'm gonna go die in the snow.
I think you need to not have your wife's head. I think that's a lot of your issue.
It's a bit of a bummer. So not more than a few days later, the group stumbled into a Native American settlement, looking like just like so deteriorated. Like, this is the snowshoe group, right?
Yeah.
They looked so deteriorated that the camp's inhabitants initially fled. Like,
Yeah,
they were
I
like,
mean-
what the fuck? And they ran away from these guys.
They don't know what, like, they don't know. Like, that is such a, like, terrifying thing, because, like, first of all, you're not expecting people to, like, just come out of the fucking woods.
But I'm sure.
Looking like that, you know?
Yeah, looking like that. They were like, these people are like the undead.
Yeah.
Like, they are gaunt. And they're just skin and bones.
Spooked, I get it.
But in a moment of saving grace, the Native Americans gave the party acorns and pine nuts, saving the party once more, which is another really sweet gesture.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot that they can do, because, right, they have to feed, like, themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
But sparing what they can.
Yeah, it's a really cool gesture. After gaining some energy, they set back out and rescued 6 survivors. The snowshoe group did. Their journey from Truckee Lake had lasted 33 days thus far.
Man.
With all hope seemingly lost for the party, someone was actually planning a rescue attempt, and it was already in motion. So let's back it up. So months prior, James Reed, the hated Reed, right?
Yes.
Had made it out of the Sierra Nevada to Rancho Johnson by late October. He was safe and recovering at Sutter's Fort, but with each day, he was getting more concerned for the fate of his family and friends. He pleaded with the colonel of the fort, Colonel John C. Fremont, to gather a team of men to cross the pass and help the party. In return, Reed promised to re-enlist and go fight in the Mexican-American War, which was raging at the time. Much of the military in California at the time was engaged in combat. Throughout the region, roads were blocked, communications were compromised, and supplies were unavailable. But 3 men responded to the call for volunteers to rescue the Donner Party. But it was the people of San Jose who formed a petition for the United States Navy to assist the people at Truckee Lake, because 2 local newspapers reported that members of the party had indeed resulted to cannibalism. So it's getting out that people are eating people and people need help.
Yeah.
Residents of Yerba Buena, many of them recent and fellow migrants, raised $1,300, which is around $43,000 today.
Wow.
And organized relief efforts to build camps and supplies for the rescue party. So they're like, we're going to build these little like shelters. They're going to have food and supplies in them along the way. That way you guys can go in, rescue them, bring them here. They can get a little bit more, and a little bit more, and we'll keep doing that until we get all of them.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
Yeah.
And finally, on February 4th, William Eddy and the rescue party went out to recover those at the lake. Charging hard into the wild once more, the rescue team had one thing on their mind: save those who can't save themselves. 3 of the members of the party turned back due to the conditions, but 7 forged on. Cue with that cool action music.
Oh, yes.
Finally, on February 18th, the 7-man rescue party scaled Donner Pass. As they neared where Eddie had told them the cabins would be, they began to shout, calling for any survivors. And a haggard Mrs. Murphy appeared from a hole in the snow and just kind of stares at him for a moment and just asks, "Are you men from California, or did you come from heaven?" Because she just...
Oh.
She couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a very wholesome, like...
Yeah.
Like, whew. So the rescue team were able to actually feed the party little bits of food because they didn't want them to overeat. Because if you overeat on starvation, you can die.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is actually going to happen later. The camp was hell. Like hell on earth. It's fucking buried in snow. The smell of rot and death. And 13 people are just dead in the snow. A lot of which are consumed.
Okay, yeah.
George Donner is still alive by this point, and his arm is so gangrenous that he cannot move.
Oh.
Like, he is unable to move. Leanna Donner had issues walking, but they were like, you can still walk. We got to get you out of here. And so they gathered, these people as much as they could. And they were like, we're going to start hiking you out. And she wrote later in a letter, or like in a letter about this particular rescue, she said, she experienced such pain and misery as I endured that day is beyond description. It's like inconceivable amount of pain.
Oh, yeah.
So rescuers did hide information from members of the party who did not engage in the cannibalism, right? Simply saying that, they just died of frostbite.
Yeah.
Right? Just didn't want to just say like, yeah, your friends fucking killed and ate your friends. You know?
Yes.
Right,
yes.
yeah.
So the rescue party found even more distressing information at camp. So they begin to hike back out, and they find that a cache that had been used to store supplies and food for the return trip had been broken into by animals. And so they had to starve for another 4 days until they were able to get more food. After days of walking over the pass, John Denton slipped into a coma and died. Ada Kessberg was followed close behind, as she also died from starvation and exposure. But they pushed on. The party was full of grief and loss. But in that moment, that brings tears to my eyes. This part gets me every time. When the party made their way down the mountains, they were met by the next rescue party, which included that of James Reed. And upon hearing his voice, Margaret Reed sank into the snow, overwhelmed with emotion.
Oh.
They say a broken heart can kill you, but to have the fact that you knew that you made it through something, that can be too much too.
Yeah, and it's just like, that part gets me really, really hard, because it's like, your husband's like, in your mind, your husband's dead.
Yes.
He's not coming back.
Right.
Yeah.
He's probably been eaten, or murdered and then eaten. People didn't like the fucking guy. So he's, who knows? Maybe he was killed by Native Americans. Like, who knows? You don't know.
Yeah.
And you're on the brink of death. And then you look up and you see him. And he's just there. It's crazy.
Oh.
So, after those rescued made it to Bear Valley, William Hook, which was Jacob Donner's stepson, broke into the food stores and literally ate himself to death.
Okay.
Oof.
All right, let's talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Just could not hold back. The second rescue party arrived at the Truckee Lake camp. Upon arrival, they observed mutilated bodies and even members carrying around human remains, most notably Trudeau, who was carrying a human leg at the time. So they walk up and he's carrying a human leg that he just freshly just cut off.
Oof.
And they kind of make their presence known. They're like, "Hey guys," and he kind of looks at them and just kind of throws in the snow. Yeah.
It's just like, oh fuck, there's
Yeah.
people here.
Yeah. And that would be the body of Jacob Donner.
Okay.
His body had been consumed by his children so that he could survive. So they could survive.
No.
I mean,
So these kids had to eat their own dad.
yeah, I'd say in that way they had a leg up on the competition.
That's fucking. Thanks, Bill. Needed that. In this evacuation effort, 17 were rescued, and a third rescue took place in March. Foster and Eddie arrived at the camp on March 14th to find that their children were dead. Kessberg told Eddie that he had unfortunately eaten the remains of Eddie's son.
No.
Told it to his face. And Eddie swore to Kessberg that if he saw him in California, that he'd fucking kill him. He was like, "I will kill you
Yeah.
if I ever see you, but I am going to get you out of here."
You know, that's a sacrifice that I think few people would make.
Yeah. I'd be like, "You're going to die too." Like, sorry, dog. 2 more relief parties were mustered to evacuate any adults who may still be alive by this point. Both turned back before getting to Bear Valley, and no further attempts were made. On April 10th, almost a month after the third relief left Truckee Lake, the Allocated near Sutter's Fort organized a salvage party to recover what they could of the Donner's belongings. Those were sold, with the proceeds going to support that of the orphan Donner children. The salvage party found Alder Creek tents empty, except for that of the body of George Donner, the leader of the Donner Party, who had died just days prior.
God.
He had survived that entire time, just laying there gangrenous, and then eventually just could not do it anymore.
That's so crazy. That literally, from what I knew, which was very, very much little,
Surface level.
I knew that the great irony of the Donner Party was that they were so close and yet they couldn't make it. But I didn't realize the finer point of he made it through all of that and then died within like literally moments of his salvation.
Yeah, I mean, there was not much that could have been done by the time that rescuers got him.
Yeah.
Even if they got him, it's like unless they're gonna amputate when it started getting gangrenous, but even then, it's still toss up.
Then you
Sure.
risk more infection.
Yeah.
At the cutoff point because it's still not a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like now you just have another wound that could get gangrenous just higher up.
Yeah.
There's some
fighting fire with fire.
There's some sections that I cut out just for the sake of time, but there's a part where members were, I think it was like one of the Murphy family, like daughters, was so frostbitten that she couldn't feel her feet anymore. So they made a fire to like stop for the night. She put her feet by the fire and literally burned her feet like into black ash.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't.
Yeah.
You can't
feel
it.
Yeah.
So, on the way back to Truckee Lake, they found Lewis Kessberg alive. According to him, Miss Murphy had died a week after the departure of the third relief. Some weeks later, Tamsin Donner had arrived at his cabin on the way over the pass. Soaked and shaken, Kesberg said he put a blanket around her and told her to start out in the morning, but claimed she died that night. But it seems that someone had found a taste for human flesh. As the rescue team discovered a pot full of human remains and human flesh inside his cabin, as well as jewelry, gold, and George Donner's pistols.
Okay. So, yeah, there is some elements there where they were like, interesting.
So not only did he kill and eat these people, or suspected to kill and eat, definitely ate them.
Yes.
He fucking robbed them, took all their stuff, and the rescuers were like, "Guess what? We're gonna kill you." And Kesberg goes like, "No! I was saving the gold, which was around $273 in gold at that time. It was a lot of
that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of gold.
He was saving it, and he goes, No, I was saving it for the Donner's kids, like for their children, like their futures and stuff." Yeah, right, buddy. You were gonna just wait.
That's where it's going to now.
Exactly. So over the years, those who have passed through the area would find the bones of the original party, a reminder of those who came before them and the hells that they had faced. In the end, 87 people had set out from Independence, right? But only 48 survived.
Jesus.
Children orphaned, families killed, an untold amount of lifelong psychological trauma for the survivors and those who had to eat their own loved ones. God, I love camping.
Oh, yes.
And you're probably wondering what happened to Lansford Hastings, the person who was said to use the route in the first place.
Yes.
You guys asked me earlier. Well, the man who lied, the man whose lies caused the death of almost half of the migrant party. Well, he got nothing but death threats from the public. Nothing but. Till the day he died. Death threats.
Good.
Fuck you and your greedy bullshit, dude. He basically said, like, like I said, a member who had gone over the past before them was like, "What was that?" And he was like, "Oh, it was just rougher." And then when he got confronted about this, basically he like shrunk and just kept saying like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." Like,
good, because you have the deaths of
children on your hands.
Well, not only
men, women, and children that are forced to eat one another.
You have the deaths of so many people on your hands because of your fucking greed. And then I hope the postman also.
Oh, yeah.
The one that, was supposed to deliver.
Oh, yeah.
The information that,
the post.
Hey, that the fucking trail is not safe.
Yeah.
Hope he fucking felt fucking terrible.
Yeah. Probably.
He deserved the same thing of fucking death threats until the day he fucking died.
Yeah, because like, there's a word for that. It's called criminal negligence. And that man fucking was reeking with it. Yeah. That's crazy.
It is just a crazy thought to think 87 people left the Wasatch Mountains, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to California.
Yeah.
48 made it.
That's a high attrition rate.
Almost half. Like it's one off from being half. And a good majority of them were kids.
Yeah.
And a lot of the kids did not survive. A lot of the adults did not survive.
Yeah.
A lot of people died. They were crunching on people. Going full feral. Anyway, let's talk about some more cannibalism. Although some of the survivors disputed the actual accounts of cannibalism, Charles McGlasson, who corresponded with many of the survivors over a 40-year period, documented many recollections that occurred. Some correspondents were not forthcoming, approaching with their participation with shame, but others spoke about it freely, like as you would do. Some people be like, I had to do what I had to do to survive, and
wasn't the first choice, but it was the only choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And some people were like, it was fucking sick. McGlasson in his 1879 book, The History of the Donner Party, declined to include some of the more morbid details, such as the suffering of the children and infants before death, or how Mrs. Murphy, according to Georgia Donner, gave up, lay down on her bed, and faced the wall when the last of the children left in the third relief. She just watched. She protected those kids the entire time, and then she died and got eaten.
That's a mother's love right there.
Yeah, dude. It wasn't just her kids too. It was like the orphan kids.
Yeah.
Like it was like she did everything she could for those kids.
Right.
And that like she's pretty badass, dude. Mm-hmm. And even Reed, talking about fucking Zero to Hero, dude. Like I'll continue on more about cannibalism in a second, but Zero to Hero, like kills a guy, is like, damn it. Like everybody hates me already, and now they're definitely gonna hate me.
Yeah.
You banish him, and then he's like, I'll just wait for him. And they don't show up, and he just, something in the back of his brain was like, I gotta go find him.
Well, like,
if he wouldn't have done that, they would all be dead.
I think the other thing, like him shooting that guy and being banished, is what saved him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is quite strange.
Like that was his, like, not
Butterfly
saying
effect.
not saying that it was correct or whatever, you know, like, but also I don't fucking blame him.
No.
But that saved his life. Because if he had still been in that party, he would have been in the exact same boat.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and that's crazy to think about.
So the author also neglected mentioning cannibalism at Alder Creek. So the same year McGlaskin's book was published, Georgia Donner wrote to him to clarify some points, saying that human flesh was prepared for people in both tents at Alder Creek. But to her recollection, she was around 4 years old in the winter of 1846 to 1847, it was only given to the youngest children. Quote, Father was crying and did not look at us the entire time, and we little ones felt that he could not help it. There was nothing else. Which is really hard.
Yeah.
She also remembered that Elizabeth Donner, Jacob's wife, announced one morning that she had cooked them an arm of Samuel Shoemaker. Which is just like a weird thing to announce.
Yeah.
You guys want a little bite of Sam? Elizabeth Donner Houghton, in her 1911 account, did not mention any cannibalism at Alder Creek. So maybe people were just withholding and just didn't want to talk about it. Archaeological findings at Alder Creek can't prove inconclusive for evidence of cannibalism. None of the bones tested in Alder Creek cooking hearth could be identified as any certainty as human, which I imagine is because they boil them into nothing.
Yeah.
According to Rarick, the only cooked bones could be preserved, and it's unlikely that the Donner Party members would have to need to cook human bones, which I think is bullshit because they're literally starving to death to the point they're eating people. Elizabeth Farnham's 1856 account of the Donner Party was based largely on an interview with Marguerite Breen. Marguerite Breen. Her version of the details or ordeals of the Graves and Breen families after James Reed and the Second Relief left them in the snow pit. According to Farnham, 7-year-old Mary Donner suggested to the others they should just eat Isaac Donner, Franklin Graves Jr., and Elizabeth Graves because the Donners had already begun eating the others at Alder Creek, including Mary's father, Jacob. Margaret Breen insisted that she and her family did not cannibalize the dead, but Kristen Johnson, Ethan Rarick, and Joseph King, whose account is sympathetic to the Breen family, do not consider it credible that the Breens, who had been without food for 9 days, would have survived otherwise. King suggested Farnham included this in her account independently of Margaret Breen. According to an account published by H.A. Wise in 1847, Trudeau boasted about his own heroism and spoke about it in lurid detail of eating Jacob Donner and said that he had eaten a baby raw, which I assume is very heroic of him. What a fucking psycho. Like,
Like, don't guys.
Remember,
Took one for the team.
Trudeau's the guy that when they walked into camp to rescue the party, he was the one holding the leg.
Yeah.
So he's just like, yeah, I'm pretty heroic. I had to eat my friend and also ate a baby raw. And they're like, what? That's the word heroic doesn't belong in that sentence.
No, I don't know. I think the only hero you're gonna find is the person who fucking dealt with that smoldering piece of shit.
Or just fucking, I don't know, maybe Dahmer was like, you're a hero.
Yes, I can believe that.
You want to watch some videotapes? So many years later, Trudeau and Eliza Donner Houghton, Trudeau met Eliza Donner and denied cannibalizing anyone. He reiterated in his 1891 interview in the St. Louis newspaper. Houghton and the other Donner children found Trudeau, and the Donner children were fond of Trudeau, and he was fond of them, despite their circumstances. Mm-hmm. Trudeau isn't necessarily a bad guy, but I think calling himself heroic is very ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe a poor choice of words on his behalf, but it is wholesome that the Donner kids, the orphan Donner kids, were like, we like you, you're cool. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, you kids are cool too. I'm going to make sure you guys don't die. And then that was everybody's helping one another.
Yeah.
Except for that fucking Kessberg guy who was killing and robbing and eating people. Bit of a problem. Mm-hmm. So author George Stewart, nice name, considers Trudeau's accounting to Wise more accurate than what he told Houghton in 1884, and asserted that he deserted the Donners. Kristen Johnson, on the other hand, attributes Trudeau's interview with Wise to be a result of common adolescent desires to be the center of attention and to shock one's elders, which I think is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do think he definitely ate a baby. I think that part's true.
Yeah.
Because there was babies, and there was nothing that I found where they rescued any of them. So.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like, kids are not well suited to survive something like that.
Just like roasted them over fire. What?
Kindergarten.
I would try a bite.
I don't know why that was the word that just came to my mind. Was like,
I'm gonna have.
That's the word you thought of.
So listen. I do a lot of gallows humor on this show. I do a lot of shock value jokes, right? Because they're funny. What the fuck was that?
I don't know. That was the very definition of,
thought it, say it.
Yeah, like an internal thought that didn't even have a stoppage. It just went full fucking train ahead.
I'm gonna say a word, and I want you to say the word that first comes to your mind.
Okay.
Cannibalism.
Kindergarten.
Okay. All right, that's what I thought.
He's got a lot going on in there, and it's all kindergarten.
I see a lot. I think I'm starting to understand. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Flesh.
Hungry.
Okay. I'm starting to connect some dots. What the fuck, Bill?
Oh my god.
I had to stop when you said that. I just stared at you.
You would think I said fucking Voldemort or something.
I was like midway through my joke.
Okay.
I heard you say it, and then it registered in my brain, and I was just like, what the fuck? All right. Anyway, so historians Joseph King and Jack Steed call Stewart's characterization extravagant moralism, particularly because the members of the party were forced to make difficult choices. Ethan Rarick echoed this, quote, more than the gleaming heroism or sullied villainy, the Donner Party is a story of hard decisions that were neither heroic nor villainous. Yes and no. Mm-hmm. I think I'd have to kind of somewhat agree. Like, they did kill those two. That one guy did fucking shoot and kill those two guys just to eat them.
Yep.
But it's like, I don't know. It's weird. In the end, it seems that the road less traveled isn't the best path unless you want to kill and eat your friends and family and their babies and their children and their grandparents.
Nope.
Or if you want to just kill and eat people.
That's insane.
That's the story of the Donner Party.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, after you had said that bit, I guess another of Bill's crazy thoughts was like, it's been a while since I've been to Golden Corral.
Now, Bill. we... Our former much fatter third host,
Okay.
Marta Cowick, he would say some crazy things sometimes.
Sure.
Totally. Usually making an oddball joke in here and there. Do you want to fucking eat people, Bill?
No, I don't want to eat people. I don't
know if I believe you.
I genuinely don't know that I believe you.
You know what?
All right, let's play a game.
Okay, let's play.
Let's play a game.
Let's play a game.
Okay. We're gonna play.
Okay.
We're gonna play a game. You ever heard of the game called Fuck, Marry, Kill?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna play Fuck, Marry, Kill, and Eat. Ready?
Okay. Yes.
Let's see. It'd be George Donner.
Okay.
Mrs. Murphy. And James Reed.
Okay. Probably fuck George Donner.
Seems like a good choice.
Fuck Mary. I'm just gonna go in the order that you said them.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd eat Reed.
But then, if you were part of the Donner Party, you would never be saved. You gotta really think.
Doesn't matter. It's a hypothetical situation.
I know, but like if you were in the Donner Party, if you kill Reed, you don't live.
Well, I think
he seems like a fairly good husband. He waited for his family.
Yes, yeah, he does. I think
I'm gonna make Bill think about this.
It's one of the greatest.
I think this was one of those ones where I was screwed no matter what, but I definitely feel like I would come back to life as like a zombie to eat the dude that was eating babies and stealing shit. Like I'd do whatever I could to fucking get that man. That's just me.
If I had a time machine, I would travel back in time to where after the party had found him, right?
Yeah.
And then they get all that shit back.
Yeah.
And then I would disappear to him just as the angel of death. Like, you have to go and fight a bear. You have to go fight a bear to redeem yourself. And that story, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of Larry Bird. I don't know. I'm doing bits here. Yes.
I guess that brings a question. If you were separated, say we were part of the Donner Party, you had to be Reed. You were separated. Would you wait for me?
You know, he was.
Oh.
He had a layover in Santa. He had a layover in Santa Fe. You know, probably was popping. You know, and be like, "What's up, dude? Like, we're having a couple cervezas," and he's like, "Oh, fuck my wife and kids."
Shit.
Would you wait for me?
Well, first of all, yes. But second of all, I'd be like, you're all leaving with me. Otherwise, what the fuck are you going to do?
Fair enough.
But like, we're going to die in the cold together. And then we can eat, whoever we find on the trail. Just a couple things.
Maybe eat Cannibal Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't trying to start a fight, but it was a genuine question of would you wait for me?
We have of course we have the leader, Fred Stewart, and drive. He's kind of hard charging on the horse. Back behind him on the wagon is the fair maiden Taylor Shone, and standing alongside the wagon with a crazy look in his eye is Bill the Cannibal Bernard. And they go, "Why do they call him the cannibal?"
You don't want to know.
It's like, did you eat people? And they're like, fucking not yet.
Not yet. Hey, he's got the look in his eyes.
Look at him though.
Yeah.
He's thinking about it.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna eat you. Let me get a fork.
Like it's still like relatively nice outside. Nothing's happened.
Yeah, no, it's
Bill. We've been on the trail for 15 minutes.
Bill's like, I got hungry. I don't know what to tell you.
I did not bring any food for this journey, and I'm looking around, and I know I'm gonna be okay.
just kind of glamping a little bit, you know. Just kind of glamping.
Does anyone else look like turkeys to anybody else, or is that just me?
I think that's the madness setting in your brain. You should do cocaine about it. God,
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I love Old West medicine. We should do a Beyond the Omens episode where I can just talk about Old West medicine.
Yeah, it certainly was something.
How fucking cool it was, because they're like, does your baby cry at night? Does your baby cry at night because they're teething? Give them opium. That's a real thing.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Blow a little opium in your baby's face, and they're not going to be crying at all, because they're going to be high as fuck on opium.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of the donor party?
It was a very interesting tale.
Yep. It was a party I didn't know I was invited to, but, definitely lots to eat along the way.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives, baby. I just think of that Shane Gillis sketch. Was the grill sergeant?
Oh God.
Yeah, it's great. Just like, when I was in war, I had a pretty fucking traumatic experience, but it didn't affect my taste buds. And that's just them as they're just stripping the flesh and muscle off their friends and family's bodies. Isn't that cool? Isn't that great?
Yes.
And if you have a weird craving in your stomach, be sure to rate us 5 stars and listen app. Like, share, subscribe. You can follow us on all our socials. HGOPodcast. Pretty much on everything. Please share this podcast with someone that you would like to kill and eat. You know, it's that time of year. If you want to see what I would look like over a rotisserie, you can follow me on Instagram at IHuntTheHaunted. I'm also on Twitch at IHuntTheHaunted. Also on TikTok. Guess what? I Hunt the Haunted. Correct. I'm going to pass it off to Taylor.
You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Changing the way I say things.
Look at that.
At Lunar Thrill. Those are all I got. I don't do a lot. You can also follow our dog at Spirit the Turd.
Spirit the Turd.
On Instagram. Otherwise, Bill.
Yes. You can follow me on TikTok and Snapchat at Thrill of Bill. And if it wasn't already apparent and you've made it this far, I'm very hungry. Please feed me. I don't want to eat people, but I will if I have to resort to it.
And you can follow Bill for all future comedy dates at fuckkilleat.com/Bill Bernard. Dude, that'd be the dopest comedy handle. That'd be the dopest comedy handle. Everybody would be like, what the fuck, dude? You're trying to get a spot at Helium, and they're like, yeah, can you send us your website? And you're like, yeah. And we're like, fuckkilleat.com.
Fuckeatkill.com.
What the fuck?
We post good, wholesome
eat.
Christian content over here.
Dude, that'd be great. But I'm glad everybody had fun in that really disgusting episode. Taylor's going to take charge next week, I guess.
Yeah.
She wants to do something spooky. I know I've been kind of doing some spooky episodes. And then once again, I get towards the end of the month. I don't know like my timeline, but
We're somewhere in Halloween.
Yeah.
Towards Halloween.
Well, yeah, it's always Halloween here. Mm-hmm. But working on a really fun episode about the satanic panic that we'll get into. But the little spoilers, if you're actually listening to the end of the show. If you're watching this right now, you're a fucking weirdo. Who watches the end of the podcast like this? Look me in the eyes.
I don't know.
Look me in the eyes.
Our friends probably do.
Would you kill and eat me?
My dad might watch to the end of the podcast. I don't know.
Taylor's dad, would you eat me if we were in the Donner party? I'm just asking as a friend.
You have his phone number. Text and ask him.
Oh, dude. That'd be the most unhinged shit if I just text your dad and be like, would you kill and eat me in a survival situation? Please tell me the truth.
I think you know the answer.
Remember to stay spooky.
Stay haunted.
And, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry.
Spirit pop it up. She said, what?
I'm so hungry.
Are you so hungry? She's watching.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.